Um, I kind of saw you guys from the distance, and immediately I'm like, okay, they're gonna talk to us. I don't know about what, but they're gonna say something. Like I just got that intuition, and I spiritually, mentally, emotionally lost. Just not feeling the greatest about myself, not really feeling the greatest just about my overall situation. Um, Life wise, questioning every decision I had made. And really, like when I saw the reflection of myself, something just clicked. And it was just like, hey, like you are a work of art. You are a masterpiece. You are created in God's image, and you start thinking about, though, like, well, at least for me, I started thinking about, like, how dare I look at my situation and just think my life is doomed, and yet knowing I could walk around the corner and there could be, a person missing a limb, but they're just as happy as they want to be. I need to get back to realizing I'm one of God's creations and reestablishing that relationship.
So that was a lot of things that happened when you saw your reflection.
Yeah.
As you think back on it, but I remember my experience in that moment when you were looking at yourself and going, "Whoa, man." I feel like something leaped in my heart. I feel like it was kind of the Holy Spirit prompting me to go
Mhm.
lean into this conversation. There's something here, and these guys were feeling and sensing some of the same move of the Holy Spirit. And there's a little mystery to that, but I just kind of went with that. And we started to really get into some pretty deep dialogue really quick about you starting to search and saying, "Hey, I'm looking and trying to figure out and reading some things." And basically what that conversation led to was you had let us know that early on you used to go to church and you do have a relationship with the Lord, but you had walked away. And
Mhm.
I remember kind of just in that moment, I mean, people are passing us in Old Town Sacramento and being like,
Right.
"You know what, Ashley, like, I just feel prompted to ask you, would you be willing right now to just sort of rededicate, recommit yourself to the Lord?" And I remember you were like, "Yes." And you just started praying and talking to God and being like, "Lord, I just want to come." I'm like, "We're doing this right now, actually." It's
What
happening.
was the first thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was the Spirit moving in your life, in your daughter's life, and us, and it was just this really beautiful moment that we don't. And this is kind of why I want to tell the story, is like this doesn't always happen every day, but there's
Right.
certain moments, there's God moments that we go, man, kind of only God could do that. Um, and so you prayed that prayer, and we are like, well, that was really cool, that was awesome. And then we said goodbye, and it was like we got your number, that was
Yeah.
cool, got your
Yeah.
digit. But then God was kind of stirring on our hearts and some other guys, like, let's get a men's discipleship group together. So we started meeting on Wednesday nights, and I threw out the invitation to you. I was like, dude, let's throw a Zoom call. Like, you've been joining in and meet with us on the men's discipleship group. And so I feel like God did a really cool thing in this group of men as we met. How is this a blessing to you, just being a part of that?
Being in this group, in this men's fellowship, I looked forward to it because we had those hard conversations sometimes. We had those conversations where it's like somebody's like, this is where I'm struggling right now. And it's like we're stopping and we're immediately praying. And there's this brotherhood and this connection